So, why do we need therapy?
Disclaimer alert! Disclaimer alert! Please pause the video and read the disclaimer.
You go to the doctor to either get an operation or to get medication or some form of therapy, right? So, going to therapy or a psychologist is the same kind of thing for your mind. I think everybody should go to therapy, right? I went to therapy when my mother died because for some reason I couldn't sleep. I went to the doctor, they gave me sleeping pills, and still I woke up every 2 hours. So I went from not being able to sleep at all to getting medication from my physician to help me sleep to sleeping only every 2 hours. So finally I went to a therapist, and a therapist helped me process my emotions. So it was almost as if I was blocking it and I was finding it difficult to accept the death of my mom. So that's what therapists do. Whether it's helping you getting or process the death of a loved one, helping you process divorce. I've seen therapists also help a couple separate, two people who know it's not working out, but they're finding it difficult to separate. A therapist can help them separate people with ADHD, people with OCD, GAD, PTSD, CPTSD, anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, and so on. So a therapist can help you. It could be even something as simple as trying to get a routine for yourself. Many people think you go to a therapist to fix yourself. Well, that's actually not true, because you're not broken, first of all. So we don't go to a therapist to fix ourselves. So what a therapist does, in my language, my grandmother likes to say, right? So in direct translation of English is the therapist will help you spit out the pain. So you think of yourself as like a jar or a hole with not a hole, but you have a lot of pain bottled up inside of you. A therapist help you spit it out. And if that's not a good example, think of having a nail in your foot. Every time you walk, it hurts. Everywhere you go, it hurts, right? Whether your foot is just sitting there, it throbs. When you walk on it, it hurts. A therapist goes in and pries the nail out, and then that will help you allow you to walk without the nail. So then they will help you, teach you to walk without a nail. That will be like helping you set boundaries, helping you get to know yourself better, helping you learn to cultivate healthy relationships, right? That's what a therapist does. So there are a couple of myths that I would like to debunk when it comes to therapy. Myth number 1, you should be struggling to go to therapy. Actually, I have learned, and I've seen other people that I've worked with learn more in therapy when they are doing well, because they have room and space enough to take it in. They can process it better. So therapy is not only for people who are struggling. Sometimes people need fine-tuning. Sometimes people need to check in. They go once a month, or once every 2 months, once a year, just to check in and see how they're doing. Myth number 2, a therapist will make you talk about things you're not ready to talk about. The truth is, when you have a therapist that knows you, or rather you should have a therapist that you're comfortable with, a therapist that you trust, and a therapist that you can work with, so that they know how much they can push, what they can push, and what to do. Because a good therapist will know that you've reached the limit where they cannot help you. They will refer you to something else or someone else. So a good therapist will not force you to do anything you don't want to do. Actually, therapists don't force people to do anything. Actually, you do most of the work when you're in therapy. Myth number 3, my friend is a therapist, so I don't need a therapist. Well, that's actually problematic, because therapists are trained in behavior, in different mental and emotional issues. So then, unlike a friend who is not trained and who doesn't know much about what you might be struggling with, a therapist will lead and guide you and help you with some of the issues that you have that your friend is not qualified to help you with. And even if your friend is a therapist, it might be unethical for them to actually even be involved with you in such a way. So as you go to a doctor to keep your body healthy, how about you go to a therapist too, just to check in, to keep your mind healthy. Therapists can help you with many things. You know, if you're having a hard time getting along with your significant other, having a hard time parenting, difficult time at work, they are the doctor for your mind. Please share this video and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You never know who is thinking, do I need therapy? Or who's struggling. So the kind thing to do is to share this and explain to people so that people can understand better what therapy is about. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Deuces.